The mystery of the abandoned village, Porityokto Grammar Rohossho. It was a dark night, deserted all around. The road was just a narrow, bumpy dirt path. The three of us, Amit, Sujan, and I, Sourav, reached a place known as the Village of Death late that night. The village had been completely abandoned many years ago. It was rumored that a terrifying curse had caused all the villagers to vanish overnight. Locals avoided the area even during the day, let alone at night. We had come for the thrill of adventure. We carried only our flashlights, a little food, and water bottles. The night of the curse. We stopped in front of the first house in the village. The old, termite-eaten wooden door creaked open with a slight push, as if it had been waiting for that moment for ages. Stepping inside, we were hit by a cold, damp smell, like centuries of stale, wet air. Quite the haunted atmosphere, right? Sujan whispered. His voice was a mix of excitement and fear. Amit shone his flashlight and said, "Look, it feels like everything was abandoned in a hurry. Half-eaten food on the table, an old calendar on the wall, look at the date. It's the exact day everyone vanished." The date on the calendar read, 15th Ashvin, 1372 Bengali calendar. As we looked around, a faint, wailing sound drifted in. The silence outside seemed to amplify the sound. "Did you hear that? What is that sound?" I asked. Sujan nervously replied, "Maybe some wild animal." But we knew it wasn't an animal. The sound felt like the agonized cry of a distant, hopeless soul. By the well's edge. Following the sound, we reached the center of the village. There stood a dry well, its edges lined with broken, old bricks. The crying sound was coming from inside the well. Amit bravely shone his flashlight down. The beam of light disappeared into the solid darkness within. "There's nothing. Just bricks and moss," Amit said. Just then, an old tree branch near the well suddenly lashed out towards us with the speed of a storm. We jumped back. The branch hit the exact spot where Amit had been standing. What was that? Sujan almost screamed. We saw a black, smoky mass rising from the darkness of the well. It had no clear form, but it was rapidly spreading into the air around the village. The crying sound intensified, but this time it wasn't crying, but the low, sinister laughter of many voices. The laughter seemed to penetrate us, trying to twist and shatter everything inside. The play of black shadows. We tried to run away. But the village paths seemed to have become unfamiliar. We couldn't find the road we had used to enter. All around were just broken houses and jungle. Suddenly, Sujan froze. He pointed towards a house ahead. Look at the window." Through the window, we saw shadowy figures sitting inside. They had no faces, only human shapes. They appeared to be sitting in a circle, sharing and eating something. As the flashlight hit them, they seemed to look at us in an instant. The feeling was as if centuries of accumulated hatred and hunger were rushing towards us. Amit screamed, "Run! Run fast!" We started running, but we could feel the shadow figures pursuing us. They made no sound of footsteps, but a low, hissing sound and that horrifying laughter echoed in the air. The final scene. Running desperately, we reached the edge of the village. Right ahead was the narrow dirt path, freedom was within reach. But just as we were about to step onto the road, we saw a row of small footprints on the dirt path. The prints looked freshly made and were pointing towards the village. As if someone had entered the village, but never returned. And right at that moment, I felt a chilling touch on my shoulder. It felt like an icy cold, skeletal hand. I couldn't bring myself to look back. Sujan and Amit were still looking at the road. Their faces were ashen. I heard the cold voice whisper near my ear, "Why are you running? You are one of them now." I gasped and looked at my friends. I saw no terror. I saw no terror in their eyes. Their eyes were somehow lifeless, black. On their lips was that horrifying, suppressed laughter. They slowly reached out their hands towards me. Seeing their silent gaze, my entire body went cold. I understood, I was alone. This village doesn't just consume people, it makes people its own. My final scream was lost in the village darkness that night. And far away, from inside the village, from the well, that twisted laughter echoed once again, because that night, one more name had been added to the list of the village residents.